We're back, and apparently OBS had a fit, and not only did it
And cameras are
crash,
fucked.
it fucked up the cameras and turned off Foundry. So, cool. I don't understand. When I was doing this every day, I didn't have these kinds of problems, but I do it once a week, and OBS is like, well, fuck you for not doing this enough.
Update me. I require it. 5 times.
I'm pretty sure that OBS has crashed or had some kind of technical difficulty every stream since I went back to work. David could probably attest to it better than anyone because I'm pretty sure he's been on every stream since I've gone back to work.
We believe in you, Mark. You've got this. Bonus Lark.
Okay. There we go. All right. So, John and Lark, you have continued your tea time.
You've had lunch.
Yes.
There's crumbs and ample leftovers left. Piosa and a store where we're not too interested in the food because there were too many interesting things to play with around the stream area. Things to chase and release since a store is not so keen to hunt and eat things. Piosa's eaten a couple field knives.
I've been thinking a lot. Now that you're, can I see the Raven's Blade?
Certainly. And she'll extend it in your general direction. I don't go anywhere without it.
John will detach the anvil from the handle and kind of just like place the Raven's Blade on top of the anvil and like place his hand on it. Just on the, not like place his hand on the two items at once and kind of see like if he gets a vibe.
There is a resonance, like a harmony in the auras between these two magical items.
Perhaps they recognize each other?
Have you ever had the feeling that there's a painting in front of you, but it's turned around, and you can almost see it, but only in the reflections of things that are beyond it?
I suppose so. I mean, that's generally what I see when I see Ravenreach. And she'll prestidigitation the small glowing image of the city, including Castle Cora, that she had provided to the Ember Glows to try to incorporate into the cufflinks. I mean, we see the shadow version, but Radiance of Hope. But I suppose that's not what you mean. And
Yeah,
she'll
but
flick
you've
the
seen
info.
Ravenreach, or you've at least seen the real Ravenreach before. I've never seen this painting, but I feel like with just a little bit more information, I would know what it looks like.
What are you hoping to paint?
Clarity, mostly.
Into
Yeah.
what?
Where this all leads. John kind of looks at the Raven's blade and says, looks at it, like turns it around, spins it around, flips it over, and hands it back to you.
Something else unlocked when we were deep in the darkness there. It's
I know. I can feel
going
it.
into its power. Or sharing it with me more, I suppose.
I'm not sure where this all leads, but being that the protection that I gave you from the witch only extends so far, perhaps it would be wise for me to teach you something else.
Sure. Just a nice,
John-
relaxing bout of martial training.
John will attach the anvil back. Okay. So it's kind of like, have you ever like tried to teach somebody something about like you like put your arms around them and like puppet their arms to like okay, you move this hand here and this hand here. He's like puppeting Lark's arms, like trying to show her like the
Lark's
somatic
stepped
components.
outside. She stepped outside the bower because she doesn't want to chop at any of the flowers that the Fae have so kindly provided. So she's starting to swoop the blade and work her hands through the somatic portion while her other hand wields the blade.
Now here's the shit part. You won't know if it's worked until you hit me.
Are you sure about this? I mean...
Yeah. John will begin removing any traces of armor that he is wearing. Ah, damn it.
I
Okay.
can't heal you, but I suppose you can heal yourself, yes?
Yeah,
Archie
it'll be
can
alright.
mend anything that's broken.
I've had worse, you know.
Unsurprised.
So go ahead and lead in with a strike. You'll know you've gotten it right when you can feel an aura around you of magic.
Are you sure
With
you
most of
don't
these-
want your shield or something?
No, gods no. Here, actually, why don't you take my shield?
I can't work the components and
I know,
strike at this.
but why don't you
It's
take
something
it?
I'm working towards. I mean, I've been trying with Angelica. She seems to have developed that knack with her two blades, but
Sure, but why don't you take this for now? I can't use it. I've got this. John kind of is like, two-handed weapon, sorry. Can't swing this bitch and hold a shield.
I'll take it. But perhaps later we can add some cosmetic improvements.
Of course.
All right.
So, once this aura is over you, it will
Okay.
protect you. And then it is my turn to strike. So, on your go.
All
My
right.
base armor class is 12, as a heads up. I'm pretty sure you can't
Great.
even fucking miss.
I don't know. Can I miss? That's a question.
5 plus... It's a +1 weapon, right? Or no, it's a +2 weapon at this point.
I'm just going to my D&D Beyond to roll on through. So she's working her fingers as the magic starts to glimmer, and the motes are the same sort of azure color that she's used to wielding, but a little bit more silvery and a little bit warmer somehow than previous. Okay, here goes.
This is gonna hurt.
I suspect it will, John. I suspect it will.
Not as much as if I'd hit you.
Crit.
I mean,
She missed. She missed. She missed. She missed.
Is there
Alright.
like a reverse dodge that you can do to get someone to bed?
You're giving her
I'll
the
try
help
this
action
again.
to hit you.
I
that
could
is
call
true.
Pio's
Pretty much
over
doing
here,
that.
but it's
Legitimately
a
do
shame
that.
to disturb him.
There is a story to be told with that one, as a heads up.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
don't want to hurt John.
Sometimes
Yeah.
the dice know. You are sure about this? Really? Really, truly?
Look, I am inured to
Oh my god.
radiant damage, so it is much better for you to hit me than for me to hit you.
I suppose so.
Swing harder.
I don't fancy having my skull caved in.
Me either.
No, damn. There.
So I'm gonna take 15 total, I think. Right?
I didn't add the radiant to that.
You did.
Oh, did I? Okay.
You did.
Excellent.
And John will.
No, that's the Raven's Blade Radiant. That's not the
It's still the
Anders.
same. Oh, is it?
Yep.
Is the Raven's Blade always deal radiant damage now? Always?
No, only when the aura of protection is
The aura is not up. I'm sorry.
I thought it's always on. Or no, it's always on at the next tier, isn't it?
on. She should have it in her description of the blade.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
fair.
Anyway, there's the Anders in the second.
Yeah, so that would be what? 12 plus 6.
Bonus
so-
action, speak a command word, and deals the radiant at this point. And it deals the radiant during when active. Yes.
Yeah, so she can bonus action turn on a D8,
Mhm.
and she can when the light is on, it automatically deals an additional D8, I think. So
She missed again.
Mm-hmm.
she didn't. She hit me with the 26. She just needed to roll the damage for Anders' Radiant Hammer.
Anders.
Okay.
So
6 more, so 3
15. No, so 15 points of mixed damage.
more. Mm-hmm.
And you can see or feel around you there is a radiating aura of protective radiant energy, almost as if it were an abjuration aura. And John, without blinking, kind of looks at you and says, "It worked. Sorry."
It did
That's
work.
not a 13's not going to hit, so it doesn't matter. But it's still 13's not going to hit you. All you have to do is swing. And the
Parry,
aura,
block it.
the aura itself leaps from you and deals an additional 7 points of radiant damage to John. And you can see the aura like leap from you, as if striving to protect you from harm.
That is a useful trick. Something else to practice with the recruits.
I thought of it when I was crafting the key. Max and I have spent some time honing our own styles of magic. I much prefer to protect others. I call this one Anders' Radiant Hammer. Do you like it?
It's quite useful. A tidy trick, definitely, to assist with protecting others and protecting oneself.
Hope it serves you well. I think you'll.
Hope it keeps us both alive.
Me too.
And serves you quite well.
Should we head inside? I haven't seen Theo in.
You keep giving me gifts, and I have one more for you. It's in my pocket. And she'll rummage out and hand you a small clockwork contraption made by the Ember Glows, of course, and it looks rather like Mr. Emberglow's cash register with cogs and gears, brasswork, and there's a very clear lever on one side. And inside is a small crystal of amethyst, kind of a chunk of it that seems like it would be powering it somehow. But at the moment, it's inert. And Lark will extend it to you. This has to do with Astor's little foray outside the other day. Yesterday. I am pleased she hasn't tattled.
I see. I'm afraid I don't understand.
Oh, when you're ready, you can turn it on.
Okay. Bump. I bump the lever, I guess. How does this thing work?
And it'll start to emit music from a string chamber group, as the familiars had sojourned the day before. Piosa had collected Astor and drawn her into his mischief, and he'd also sought out Mother to see if Mother wanted to go for an outdoor adventure as well. Perhaps webbed to his breastplate as she did in Darkhaven. Was Mother interested in heading out? Archie?
Oh, wait, sorry. I didn't know you were here. Sorry.
No,
my
no,
bad.
he's.
I didn't know I was here.
she's not there.
Flashback is Mother interested in accompanying Piosa in a store on a mischievous mission outside of the... All right. Piosa will barrage Mother with a bunch of mental images, asking her to web herself to his breastplate or back for flight.
Yeah, she secures herself, yeah.
And Piosa will also send a bunch of mental images to Tictillus as well, asking if Tictillus wants to come.
Tactillus will like gingerly take
Is Tactillus the getaway vehicle?
Not with his 60-foot flight speed. No.
He'll just gallop out of his own pen.
He's the brawn. He breaches through the door and causes the distraction, and then bolts out.
Or yeah, he's a distraction. He's a show horse. He's he's doing dressage.
So Piosa takes has the small device in his back talons, and he's clutching it fiercely, and heads to the courtyard to chase Astor a little bit. Mother's attached. Tactillus is there, and Lark will cast invisibility over all of them for an hour. And they'll head out on their outdoor mission to a music academy.
Oh my God.
I imagine Piosa in a store look for like whatever windows are open to fly in. Tactillus may just stick his head in or something.
Is this just the Brementown musicians? Is that what's going on right now?
No.
The fable.
It takes too long for them to get proficiency. They're pirating some music. Familiar's Day at the music.
I'm just trying to... One second.
I don't know if any of you have ever read that fable.
So hilariously, I think Astor would like try to take bites out of the metal instruments, so she's gonna like come back and be able to turn up all different sorts of fucked up colors now. Be like, I didn't feed you any of that. How can you turn into brass?
Yeah, the lever is like a couple inches shorter than it used to be because she's nibbled the top of it. But Piosa kept her from nibbling anything important because this is not part of their hoard.
I think Mother, before getting picked up, gives Archie, tells Archie what she's doing, and is going to cast Mage Armor on her and Piosa.
I don't think Mage Armor will do anything for Piosa, will it? His AC is going to be 16
he's wearing
either
a
way.
breastplate, but Astor can take it.
Astor, yeah.
She's 16 now.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, so these some hardy familiars now.
Oh God.
Well, they invisibly head towards the music academy. Notable because music is actually emitted from the building. It's attached to some other sort of school, so there's rich folks like Maximilian, I guess, that are just there to, I don't know, polish their skills, as well as scholarship students that are maybe have a little bit more natural talent.
This is a bard college.
It very well could be. And they hang out in there. Piosa flicks a lever and presses a button in order to record about 2 hours of whatever music they're playing.
As the familiars just go to the music academy in order to gain this grand music for your music box gift, John. I think we'll have to explore the events of that day a bit at some point. Not right now, but at some point in the future. Perhaps the familiars got into a little more interesting trouble than simply recording some music.
Do you want the bad news? A store can attack.
Neither can Piosa, but who knows?
No, Piosa can. Piosa
I mean,
can.
sorry, no, not Piosa.
can.
Mother can't. Mother can't.
But
If they are acting on their own, off on their own little
Of their own
mission,
volition.
we'll have some little allowances for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mother is a rogue.
I guess the trouble is, Piosa's, or the invisibility wears off an hour. So at some point, there's just Tactilis with his head through the window that materializes.
Hey, you guys, what's going on?
Mother just goes to a cockroach on guard, like, shh, sleep. No nightmares, only dreams.
Oh, good lord.
So, yes, now this small box with its shortened lever sits before you in your palm.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
Well-
I profess that I am not much of a tinker, but
Nor I. But Amberglow's had this, and I couldn't resist. Last time we made our own music for dancing, but perhaps this will let us focus on the footwork a bit more.
Yeah. I'd like that. Let's, and I got this whole bag of shit from Elena. We should probably, regroup with everybody and, see what the hell she's into.
I suppose. Well, one waltz first, and then we'll head back. I suppose we should grab Theo on the way as well.
Yeah.
If he's inside.
Of course.
He wasn't at Time Minster.
Maximilian, you do find Archie in the library. With him are budding arcane students who are practicing both the somatic components and verbal components for the shield spell, some of whom are actually casting it. However, sequestered a little bit away from them is Archie is speaking with Carson. Would you know Carson? No, because you're what?
Carson might know Max. Might be the other way around.
Yeah, Carson might know
He
who
would-
Max is, right? Like how old?
Because I'm the nephew.
Yeah, you're what?
If he left
18?
You know
10
his
years
portrait?
ago. Yeah.
'Cause you-
There's like
you
the graduating
showed
class
in the tour.
of Carson.
Yeah. Although Carson
With
looks
Kurt.
very, very different from that
Yeah.
portrait. But I think that, yeah, Carson, you would have known, like, if you had ever met Maximilian, he would have been a small boy at the time, right? So,
Yeah.
neither of you would likely recognize one another. Because neither one of you look anything like you did 10 years ago.
Yeah. I was 9. Hi, Archie. Where is everybody? I have news. Hello.
I'm in the middle of you know what? I've got enough distractions. Sure, what's... everyone, I believe, Narc and shoot, fucking my brain.
John.
Lark and John are out going to, talk to Theo, perhaps. This is Carson, I believe. Wait, you've already made introductions to Carson, I believe?
Maximilian hasn't.
No, but
Okay.
Hello, nice to meet you. Are you a new recruit also?
Archie like almost bubbles over, like, ooh. Max.
The opposite. In fact, I've been with the dance for some time. Your name is Maximilian.
Yeah. Did you say Carson?
You are.
Oh shit.
You are an active member of the team. You have been on several vital missions. You have been appointed head of a secondary team. Do you even have facial hair? You are a child. What on earth has happened in the time that I have been gone?
Did they take you out of retirement? Oh, I meant that there are members of the dance who retire early. I didn't mean that in a bad way.
Archie's mandibles are like clacking insanely, like, holy fuck.
Still, that was the most Maximilian thing that you could have said in that situation, even unintentionally.
Did you rejoin the dance? Did you leave and come back?
I didn't ever leave the dance. I was simply away from the city, gathering intelligence and information. I have acquired a number of materials, a lot of written information. I received word from Lucian that things had gotten rather troubling here in the city, and so I returned earlier than I had intended. I'm sorry, I did not mean to offend you at all.
He doesn't take anything. He doesn't take anything to heart. Still not worry.
You have been a capable combatant. I was merely surprised at your youth. When I read a report of a paladin that had been on assignment and leading a team, I sort of had a different image in mind. Somebody who...
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. But you said you're here for research and that you've read the reports.
I thought it would be an expedient way for me to get up to speed with events that have happened recently. I give them a fairly thorough read through. I may need to go back over specific case incidences in the future if anything relevant crops up that we need to deal with.
Well, I was actually going to look for Theo, but you might be able to help. There's perhaps maybe something you can research for us. Are you aware of the situation around Lady Beatrice casting a ritual to remove curse throughout the city?
Yes, I believe I read through the incident report on that one. It sounds like it was slightly hectic and that you received help from some other team that are not affiliated with the dance at all.
Yeah. But what I'm getting at is you saw the part where they were able to amplify a single spell throughout the city.
I believe so. That yes, by applying the spell directly into the water, its restorative properties were able to be circulated to the population who were able to receive the effects of that spell. I am curious.
Any chance you could replicate that? with a different spell?
Arcane is not really my area.
Hmm,
I'm actually
okay.
attending a lesson with Archie
Ah.
right now, trying to improve my understanding of the basics of
Hmm.
how the weave functions.
Well-
So far, I may need to utilize a microscope.
That's
Well,
good.
I'm looking for Theo and everybody. Hopefully, when everyone gets here, I'm hoping to strike another blow against the Duke. I'm hoping that somebody around here can amplify gentle repose throughout the entire city. If we
That's a big
can,
ask.
and if we can keep the Duke from raising any more undead, we'd be denying him an army.
You already know you need to see for that.
Yes, and has anybody seen Theo?
Last I heard, he was in Beacon Hill.
Okay. But John and Lark are there to collect him?
I don't think they're collecting him, just, checking in on him.
Okay. Well, I'll ask later when they get back.
Go ahead.
If I'm aware, Gentle Repose is a ritual spell, perhaps. Citywide, though, that sounds like quite a feat.
Well, if Lady Beatrice can do it with Remove Curse, I was hoping we could do that with Gentle Repose. But that's
Also had
that's plan B, or that's plan 2A. There's still plan 1 to go through that I have to share with everybody when everybody gets here.
had the court of the High Priest and many other practiced wizards within the entirety of Ravenreach.
It might come up. It might be something we want to consider later on. When things get closer to the Demon Lord's ascension.
Yes. Well, I think it's a good blow to deal. Just real quick. Yeah, that's a very good idea, and that's a very good plan, actually. Carson, say what you will, but Maximilian has perhaps some of the most outlandish and effective plans that created by anyone I've known. And that's why leading his own team, who have been very successful, and so far no casualties, right, Maximilian?
What do you take me for? Of course there's no casualties.
Yes. Okay, wonderful.
Again, I did not mean to slight his abilities.
I was not.
No. I'm simply asking you to consider, Archie, that I left the city 10 years ago with the expectation that the dance would flourish and thrive, recruit like-minded people, and train them up, and yet I have returned to find no infrastructure in place. That I am among those of the old guard that are left, and we are all, in one way or another, shells of our former selves. And I worry that the same might befall the children that you are now training.
You said your name was Carson?
Carson Claygard.
Now that you say that, I actually do recognize your name. Out in the hallways, we have the portraits of all previous dance members. You're one of the oldest surviving. Everybody else has a what symbol would we use? Not skull and crossbones. That's too macabre. But we would have had like the cross symbol to denote deceased members.
A black ribbon of Thondra or something.
I think
Yeah,
it would have
something
been
like
black
that.
ribbon.
All of the other portraits have black ribbons. You're one of the few surviving members left, apart from Lucian.
That makes it even creepier that I made everyone gifts of black ribbons. Thanks, Max.
You're welcome.
Sorry that
Yeah, here's our death pact. Let's wear it with pride, people.
I mean,
There's
John
stars on
silently in fucking Beacon Hill. Am I a joke to you?
Yeah.
Apparently, John just
I
makes
imagine-
death attacks on a regular basis now.
Yeah.
Oops.
Kurt was in your graduating class, and everyone is dead.
But
Not Arthur.
It is not something that I was entirely unprepared for, you understand. It's a conversation that my mother had to have with me at an early age. I have elven blood in my line, and so she had to explain the concept of death, and that I would almost certainly outlive my father. She's a little haughty about it. I've met some full-blooded elves who aren't nearly as sure of themselves as she is, but I never expected that I would have to face losing those close to me quite this young.
Welcome to the dance.
Awesome. that was.
All that matters
the-
now is that I am here when you need me.
Carson,
I will assist
the-
you in any way that I can.
The elders, they weren't prepared for when the Duke struck. We at least know now. And although he's dealt a deathly blow, we've swiftly recovered. Perhaps not the best way, but we know that he exists now, and we know how to go against every plan he's henceforth made, that we know of at least. I think that's the most anyone could have done, and seeing you being here is surely what they would have wanted.
It doesn't matter now. We can mourn them in our own ways, we can preserve their memory, but the work is what matters. I will share what I have learned, and I will fight beside you in battle. And I will strive to make sure that we don't go handing out any more black ribbons anytime soon.
Yes, no black ribbons being handed out to people.
John, you and Lark return to the library towards the tail end of this conversation.
Without Theo?
Theo is not at Beacon Hill.
Oh.
You even
Lark's a
check,
little
you check the blood room, and all the ghoul corpses have been cleared out.
Oh dear. We can't even ask Archie to scry on him.
So, what you were saying before, Carson.
When is the last time you've seen Edgard?
Slaps
it's
the
been
hood
a
of
while.
Beacon Hill. This baby can fit so many corpses inside of it.
Not anymore.
If you can't,
Not anymore.
I normally would be relieved to see this empty of dead ghouls, but not today.
If you can't scry on Theo, you can at the very least scry on Edgar.
That is.
If he's not dismissed.
Yeah.
Then you can at
Something-
least dream at him.
Yeah, I could.
Something to ask Archie when we return.
Yeah. Well, you're
Oh.
here.
Well, yeah.
Hello.
You were
Where's
saying
Theo
something
at?
about
Theo has emptied the blood room of his corpse collection. He is
Hey.
not at Beacon Hill. If we would have like poked our noses into his bedroom as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
are all
assuming
his
that
books
after
gone and everything?
after your date, you went checking in on Theo, especially considering
tell me you're whispering.
you didn't hear Boney playing the organ.
Oh no, that'll be the greatest loss.
Yes, no
His-
skeleton serving staff at all.
No skeletons, no ghoul corpses in the blood room. His
Blood barrels are gone too, I imagine.
his belongings haven't been removed. You've only been back for a day, right? Like, most of his mundane belongings are, like, most of his clothes and things like that are there. But several books that you know are of particular importance to him are not.
I'm sure Lark and John will be talking about this as they return. Quietly, of course, as not to be overheard.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you do
There's a
come in here,
concern.
please whisper. Please whisper, because Angelica's in here.
Should we be looking for Meridia? Do you think that he's looking for her?
we haven't even said anything yet.
Okay, never
Have
mind.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I thought that was implied.
This is
Okay.
what you
we can enter and
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, this is what you discovered before leaving Beacon Hill.
I'm gonna cast Sending Theo. Theodore, where are you? You're not in Tyminster or Beacon Hill. Where'd you go?
I'm incredibly busy. I'll come back when I'm ready.
Insight check.
Tell Maximilian not to do anything foolish with my things.
I mean, he doesn't know where Meridia's corpse is. We haven't revealed that information.
Nope.
Lark and John haven't written it down.
Nope, you haven't.
Oh, he's taken his undead army somewhere.
He's taken his undead
Is the
and left.
grimoire gone with his important books?
I
cursed one?
thought you guys kept the grimoire. I don't think.
Yes, Archie is the one
Okay.
who has that
Yes.
because he removed Curse from it.
Oh, I have that on my person? Fuck.
Not on your person, but it's
Oh, yeah.
you
The
have
lead-line boxed or
responsibility
something?
for it. Yeah.
Okay. His important books are gone. And they're not full of celestials and other unicorns. These are dark, dark things. His notebook, the notes of his dissections. Did he say where he is?
No. He told me not to look for him, basically.
Well, we can't very well do that. Well, best find the rest of the crew and see if
I
Archie
do
can
not
spy
like-
on him.
He can't.
Edgar. Or his wife.
Well, can try, but
Worth a shot.
worth a shot. I do not like this development. Had a
Alright.
conversation with Theo a few weeks ago.
Did you?
Yeah. I asked him if he could keep this whole necromancy thing under control. Asked him to swear to me that he wouldn't veer off the path. And he told me that he does not swear oaths.
He swore the same oath as the rest of us when we joined the dance.
I do not
Serve
believe that
to
he believes in
protect.
oaths.
Bring light to the darkness. He spoke the words, or else he could not have entered the private sanctum.
I believe the priorities may change, or I'm perhaps afraid.
Oathbreaker. I hate to think it of him. And if he's on his own, he is in grave danger. He's as susceptible to mind magics as Lumiere or any of us, really.
He knows just enough at this point to bite off way more than he can chew. No pun intended.
Well, let's see if we can prevent him from being bitten any further or biting any further. Well,
Let's head back to Tyminster Court.
one restful afternoon, right? Can't ask for a peaceful night, but we had a peaceful afternoon.
Yeah. This shit never ends. Let's head back to Tyminster. We gotta find everybody else anyway.
Oh, I do have something lighthearted to share when we're there, so that should help as well. She's got the picnic basket. We're heading back.
Yeah,
Enter the library, or enter the office, I suppose, where everybody's chatting.
they're all in the library still.
Mhm.
Are the students there? Is
Yes.
Lucian there?
Yeah, they've
I
been practicing.
believe they still have the students there. You can
Carson,
just ask me to conclude this session.
John kind of pokes his head in. Are you, learning the secrets of Arcanum?
No, not particularly.
That's alright. Not everybody learns the same way. Come pester me later, I can see what I can show you. Archie, Carson, Max? Where the hell have you been?
I have something to share when we get around to it.
Well, I believe we all have things to share, but perhaps this is best suited for the privacy of the office.
Okay.
John draws Revelation.
In my classroom? You
I
disrespect
thought of
me.
my salad!
I brought a salad? You
Um,
disrespect me.
John narrowly eyes Maximilian and says, "Where have you been?"
Out in the city, doing work. Why? I'm getting defensive because of Revelation being drawn at me. I didn't do anything wrong.
Office. Let's discuss this in the office.
No, stay
You know
here.
it's Maximilian because he says I didn't do anything wrong before you even asked it.
Max,
What? What did I do?
that first night, when it was just me and you watching over Lumiere, who were you practicing being?
That guy whose name you never talk out loud.
May I adjourn my class
Oh my
first?
god. And John walks up and hugs Maximilian. Like
Who did you
full
think
on
I
bear
was?
hug. No, just answer some questions I've been having. Holy shit.
While I'm hugging John, I'm like pointing to Lark and pointing at John.
John says to you, holy
Office.
shit. John says simply, holy shit, this is all real.
Oh, okay.
The theatrics are quite done in front of my... Oh well. Class, I suppose I need to report to the founding leaders. I will... not founding leaders. To the leaders of the respective groups. I'm going to adjourn class. You can return to your halls, and we'll pick this up whenever we have our next session with Father John. I hope there are. Is there any
Do
like
they all have
groans
spell
as
books
I
now,
mentioned? Father, sorry, what?
Do they all have spell books now, Archie?
Good.
Not all of them, but
Not all. Some of them have their own, but I will be sure to get you those who are interested. I can get you your own spell books, and those who do not need them, well, that'll be for another conversation.
Angelica may have some useful spells that can be copied from her book as well.
We have the funds.
We can probably free up some dance funds for some of the more practical battle spells at the least.
Mm-hmm.
But rest well, everyone. But was there any groans at the mention of John's next class?
probably
like,
not.
oh no.
Probably not. It's the most productive class they've had in months.
Maybe, yeah. But how many bruises?
That's not entirely true. I mean, they've had all
Less
of their
bruises than
classes have been
normal.
in the last couple.
Less bruises than normal. They know how to cast shield now.
Ooh, got him.
Hey, maybe when I get my inheritance back, I'll spend 200 gold on everybody getting absorb elements.
Yeah. I just do that. And just return to the to where everyone was heading into, to like a side of the library or office, or even Bia's office, if that's where we're going.
I believe that you all gather in Bia's office. Several people have.
And Lark gets a servant to bring some tea for us as well.
Archie is super uncomfortable with Bia not being here every single goddamn time. It's weird being in the office without her here.
Well, yeah, and Theo. Max is looking around like, is this really everybody? Where's Theo at?
Do we want good news or bad news first?
As we walk into Lady Bia's office, John is going to like kind of let everybody go in the office before him, and then he's going to cast True Seeing and look around before he steps into the office. True Seeing is not as simple. Yeah. True Seeing is not quite as simple as just giving me True Sight. I have True Sight, I notice secret doors hidden by magic, and I can see into the ethereal plane.
Okay, I was going to ask if you do that, yeah.
All out to a range of 120 feet. Can
you see invisible things?
Yes, I have True Sight. Not only can I see invisible things, I can see illusions. I can see the true form of a shape changer. I can see literally everything. Nothing can hide from me, basically, within 120 feet of me at this point.
So you see Lark as she
Real
was
Lark.
Previously. Alabaster pale, charcoal rimmed eyes.
You see everything as it should be. Nothing. There is nothing that stands out to you as being out of place. I will say that.
Except for one thing.
What's that?
4 spider-like armatures coming out from Archie's back.
Okay.
Spectral. But yeah.
Lark's got a bundle under her arm that glitters with magic as well.
Carson, do you have any secrets you should be sharing?
This is on one shoulder.
Just a dude.
I just realized that this is the first time anyone's seen the ethereal plane except Archie, I think.
Carson is actually a gnome in disguise.
Yes.
Actually, he's 3 gnomes in a trench coat.
Yes.
He's 3 gnomes in a trench coat.
He's 3 gnomes in a half-elf suit.
Vincent adult gnome.
Oh, shit, I need a bolt.
John kind of like looks down the hallway, and then heads into the room. Are we being followed?
Mm-mm.
Does it appear that like there's anything strange? Theo not being around has made John uneasy.
Sure.
And Max being gone and suddenly returning has also made John uneasy.
This is John. This is Archie. This is Lark. This is Max. This is
the
Carson.
person who has been introduced to me as being Carson.
This is Carson
he is not
as he
trying
is.
to disguise himself
Right.
as he has presented himself. He is not attempting to disguise himself as anything odd or
No. The hallways are the hallways of Tyminster Court. They are protected. You can see that anyone who enters or passes through the hallways as you look down either way is who you would expect them to be. And as you enter the office, it is what you would expect it to be. Nothing as
I have to ask because Pat is nosy. I don't know that John would care, but does Lady Bia have a hiding space in her office?
Of course, there's a hidden safe in her office. You can see the secret door to it.
Yeah.
The one that
Okay.
she got the diamond dust from before
No,
we were
I'm
able to
asking.
get the-
I would know about
an
that one. I'm
additional
looking
one?
for things. I'm looking for things that even Lady Bia conceals from others. At this point, like, because I just see them. They literally they appear to me. I have true sight. Like,
Yeah, there's a secret door under the coffee table in this room.
can I see where the door goes? I can see into the ethereal plane. I don't know if I can like see through things because I
No,
can
you
see
can't
into the
see
ethereal
through things. You can just see the
see into the ethereal
you
plane.
can see into the ethereal plane. So if there were entities or any other there were any other factors of the ethereal plane impacting this place, then you would see them. But no, you just see that there is a doorway under the coffee table, like under the carpet, under the coffee table in this room.
John kind of looks at Lark and kind of looks at her, glances at her underneath her armpit, and is like, yeah, whatever. Looks at Arch and is like, huh, I guess that makes sense. Like, that tracks. That makes a lot of sense. And pulls the door shut behind him and says, Lark, do you want to tell him, or do you want me?
Good news first or bad news first?
As an aside, anyone who knows John and has an insight above, I would say, 15, like, John is paranoid, but he is, like, examining the hallways. He's examining each of you in the room a little bit. Not, like, staring, but if you know him and you have an insight, a passive insight above, like, a 15...
Yeah, I got a plus 6.
Like, you may pick up on the fact that, like, John is being extra cautious for the fact that you are inside of Tyminster Court right now.
Yeah. John, are we on red alert? Are we on code red or code black? What's going on?
Good news first and then bad news.
No, I want the bad news straight because
Good news.
time.
I have some gifts. For you
Oh,
all.
yay.
I picked up from the Emberglows yesterday. Well, most of them are from the Emberglows. This one is for certain, Max. And she'll extend from her bundle a cloak for you. It is. What color do you wish it to be?
Red.
It is a cloak of billowing. So it is a common magical item, but you can use an action to make it billow dramatically. So Lark has provided this to you as a member of the team.
I stand like this. Thank you. This means so much to me. This really
It is
completes
Western
my
colors.
aesthetic.
I know you miss changing, but hopefully this will relieve Archie's burden a bit. Archie, your gift is something I worked on with some of the recent recruits. The Cooper from Darkhaven helped me with this one, and she'll extend to
Barrel maker?
Yes, wood carving.
Oh, okay,
helpful.
that's fair.
Yes, and she'll extend to you a wooden drop spindle. I'll send the image in our chat in a moment. So he did the carving, and I used my mage hand, but I know you're quite swamped with commissions, so hopefully this will help speed things up as you have Mother school her silk.
I got a yo-yo. No, sorry.
That's just a very subtle way of saying you need to hurry up on your commissions, buddy.
Okay,
I don't
Yeah,
have a commission in his commission queue. She just knows he's swamped, and that's all his downtime is going to that.
There's still a rogue in Geneva waiting to get a dress to go meet the queen.
Yeah.
Womp, womp.
I want to be a yo-yo master. Please make me a yo-yo master.
You certainly can attempt that. I mean, it's mage handed. It should work as you speak a few command words. But
that is rather helpful. Thank you.
The gift of additional time. Carson, I had something. Oh, sorry.
No. Continue. I'm just gonna. What should I put it in my inventory as?
I'll
A yo-yo.
mage hand drop spindle. I don't know.
Mage
It's a
hand.
trinket.
Yeah.
It's not a battle item.
No, it's so good. It's so good. I like it. I love it.
Excellent. Carson, I had something specific crafted for Theo, but I think it would be quite helpful for you as well, as you are a man of books and letters. And she'll extend towards you a quill in a small ink pot. The ink pot is crystal, and the quill is just a white swan quill, nothing exceptionally out of the ordinary. But this slightly enchanted. You might have found something like this on your travels already, but it will write of its own accord for 2 hours a day as you dictate it to it, using a set of command words, of course. It may assist you in chronicling your artifacts, save you some time as well. I'd had half a mind to get one myself to help with writing the reports, but I believe it will serve you better.
This is considerate, but you said you purchased this with the intent of giving it to Theo. Why would you not then give it to him?
Well, that's the
bad news time.
Rather, as I feared. And Carson's going to take off his reading glasses and just start polishing the lenses as he's listening.
Why? What happened to Theo?
Well, John, what happened to Theo? You spoke with him?
I haven't a clue.
He was not at Beacon Hill? None of his corpses? Or key dark books were at Beacon Hill?
Fear that we may have a traitor amongst our midst. I don't know.
Wait. You can't say that lightly. He knows everyone's identities. And he saw all the new recruits.
I know. I don't know that he's a traitor, but I think he's abandoning ship. I spoke with him probably 2 weeks ago and asked him to please hold his oath to the dance and to please be responsible with his use of magic. And he told me that he does not swear oaths. And now he is missing.
Did he say that before or after we saw Meridia?
After.
Oh. We need to
We-
find Meridia, or... Well, I think if we find one, we'll find the other.
I did
Yeah.
have Piosa follow her mist to her resting place. So we know that location. But if Theo wanted to be found by Meridia, I imagine it would not have been too difficult for her to find him.
Not during the day, he hasn't.
All he would need to do is send one sending. If he stole the spell from Archie's book or learned it himself.
So do we know where... so Piosa was able to find where Meridia is hiding?
Where
A
she
resting
was.
place, yes.
Where
she
is
was,
it?
The night you vanquished her. It's a small crypt. There is a coffin with a draft within it. The coffin itself was empty, other than a small present that Piosa took for himself. But
Let me just interrupt you. A crypt as in a crypt in a cemetery?
yes, like a small family.
Oh, okay. So I lied. I think I may have done something bad. I thought I did something okay.
What?
I went
What
around
did
the
you do?
city looking
What
for
did you do?
the Duke desecrating temples and shrines to all the gods.
Okay.
And I know we ourselves are very limited in our resources to sanctify them. So I may have sort of outsourced it to the Horned Order.
You did
And
what?
they might be going to that cemetery now to sanctify it. I didn't know that Meridia was resting there.
Well.
I sent them
Why
a
don't
list
you
of...
show us on the map, and we can let's see if this is one of the ones that was an issue. Yes.
Wait.
Okay.
Hold on.
There's many cemeteries, and I'm sure.
No, hold on. John is going to wait here. I will be back. We can continue this conversation in 5 minutes. I have to go get some shit.
Okay.
Oh,
John
great.
goes to
Need
get
to get the good news out
all
of the way.
of Alina Norlov's shit.
Okay.
Okay. In the meantime, I've marked out on a map where I've discovered all of the desecration in the city.
Yeah, the...
Is it the same?
Excuse me.
I'm betting it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is the cemetery, I believe, that... Yeah. Yeah, that's the cemetery. Right there. That's the one where, Meridia had her little misting jaunt back to. In town.
Okay. Well,
Took a jaunt through Mississippi. Muddy water done turned to wine.
okay.
So John returns with a bag and says, "So I nicked some of Alina Norlov's shit before we left."
How,
Oh, does this mean we're less broke?
how aware of the severity of the situation is Carson right now, David? You as Carson, tell me
What's your insight, Carson?
what is going on with Carson at the moment?
Very much like sitting back watching like this chaos going on around and just being like, I knew things had gotten bad, but I really didn't think it would be this bad. Just like calmly waiting for John to get back, just again furiously polishing the lenses of his reading glasses and trying to take like deep calming centering breaths.
Fair.
John returns with a bag that, as he reaches into, it becomes very obvious that the bag itself is extra dimensional.
Oh. Looks quite helpful.
Is there anything there?
We're about to find out. And John begins pulling things from the bag. And the first thing he pulls out is a picture of Maximilian. With
Oh, that's me. Hello. This is my high school junior year photo.
No, these are expensive portraits.
No, they don't have to be. As a heads
Oh,
up.
you're right. It's just a vellum. It just has to be a
It's
vellum
just a depiction of him.
depiction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And begins pulling out, like you can see him, like he's like reaching around, and he's like, you can see he's feeling for things that are like of similar shape. He begins pulling out pictures of every member of the Beacon Hill team. And about midway through, he pulls out one of Lord Arthur. And the last picture that John pulls out is of Lady Bia.
Well, she did know where we fled.
He then begins to root around a little bit further and pulls out a necklace of black pearls worth roughly 5,000 gold pieces. How John knows it's worth 5,000 gold pieces is beyond you. It's just a convenient list that has been presented to me, the player, and we'll go with that.
I'm pretty sure that John, as a smith, can assess the value of large hunks of metal.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, these aren't metal. These are naturally occurring gemstones, technically.
Also true. Yes.
Yeah, and to be fair, jeweler's tools is specifically the thing you need to be able to do that. So.
That's
Yes.
true. That's very true. Very true.
However, in feeling the spherical nature of the black pearls, John begins hauling out spheres of mithril
Oh.
and placing them upon Lady Beatrice's desk.
Are these spell components?
I think so. By the looks of this.
Archie, do you
The next
know?
one all but cements this inkling as John hauls out a bag, a little black velvet bag, glances inside, and just says diamond and sets it on the desk.
This could be for anything.
And then
I could use this.
I don't know if
Places
Archie would know what the...
two more velveteen bags on the desk.
Would Archie know what
Cheeks open.
components these spells are for?
If
Peek-
Bun, if you can put together what the spell components are for, you can. I'm okay with that.
I personally can't.
Why don't you wait till I'm fucking finished?
Sorry.
How
I
many-
thought that was it. I thought that was the last one. You said and lastly. I
No,
thought-
I have.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going through a list.
Yes, you got a list.
Sorry, my bad.
That's okay.
He pulls out two more velveteen bags, peeks in and says, kind of shakes it. Rubies. An identical bag. Shit, this one's empty.
As you
And then he kind of like roots around a
All
little bit
sorts of
further.
flashy spells into those spell books now.
if you're like pawing through this stuff as John pulls it out and he says rubies, like it's not a bag of rubies, it's a bag of ruby dust.
Ruby dust.
And the other bag, it just has like a thin coating of ruby dust inside the bag. You know what I mean? Like the remnants of it. These velveteen bags, by the way, seem like Archie. These are very like expensively crafted velvet bags. Like these are high quality bags. Not that the bags are components themselves, but just the tailor in you immediately picks up on the quality of the bags themselves. Anyway, continue, John.
He feels like a box and pulls it out. And it's a rather exquisitely made tiny chest covered in exquisite gemstones and assorted livery.
And literally, it like can fit in the palm of your hand. Like it's tiny.
Yeah. Almost looks kind of like maybe like a jewelry box, I would guess, of some sort.
It looks like a chest, but yeah, comparative to a jewelry box, sure. Yeah.
In size is what I'm getting
In
at,
size,
right? Like,
yeah.
he pulls out an ivory statue of Elena Norlov, nude, and it's like, kind of just sets that on the desk.
Gross.
And then the last thing that he pulls out is a barrel, and he kind of like shakes the barrel, and you can hear something like faintly rustling around inside. And as John removes the lid, his face turns white as a sheet.
Okay.
I
Lark's
get this.
still
Now I gotta
pawing at
know.
the pearls.
I get
No,
this
She may,
like
she may have been a terrible
scene-
person, but she had great taste.
I get this scene in my head of like the camera from the bottom of this barrel and everybody like looking down into it all at the same time.
And as John turns a pale shade of white, he dumps the contents of the barrel onto the floor, and freshly powdered snow is on the floor in Lady Beatrice's office.
Maybe like a small amount of snow, of freshly powdered snow. It's not like it dumps snow everywhere, but like a small amount of freshly powdered snow.
Yes, culprit.
Fuck.
What does it mean?
Why?
Like your patron?
I give a little tap on Azilian's head and then point to Locke.
She's no longer my patron. I suppose you missed that meeting.
No, these are spell
Huh?
components. Max did ask the right question.
The blade
For
lends
what?
me its power now.
If you don't
Wasn't
know,
gonna-
if you, the player, don't know what any of these components are for, as far as spells are concerned, you may make Arcana checks, and I will inform you of some of the information.
Okay. All right.
Would you like me to just read my notes, Mark?
Well,
Yeah.
no, I would like anybody who's interested to roll Arcana, not just Archie.
Yeah.
Yosa is like nipping a little bit at the ruby dust because
What I was going to ask is that Carsten can use grim psychometry on items to get a sense of their history. Would that be relevant in this context?
Let me see the
We're
ability.
making an
check,
intelligence
what I think
history check to recall information about. Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Probably.
Towards the more sinister influences of the past, and sometimes conveys visions of things previously unknown to the character on higher rolls.
Why is it listing it as that way? That's the wrong ability. Why is it?
Oh, I'm looking at the 2021. Is that the 2021 you're looking at?
This is the one
I
that's in
I
D&D
just tried
Beyond.
going present in Foundry VTT, but instead it put the earlier ability in instead.
Yeah, it's history.
I just copy
I'll
pasted
just-
it.
I'll copy paste. Yeah.
Yeah, I can. I'll
Sure.
say this
Open,
applies.
open.
Yes.
So with advantage.
They're not. They're spell components. They're not necessarily meant for dark rituals or like the occult type things. They are components for arcane spell casting, right? They may not have caused evil yet. Okay. Yeah, John, Pat, go ahead and read your notes.
The portraits of each member of the Beacon Hill team and one of Lady B and Lord Arthur, as well as the 8 spheres of Maid of Mithril worth 10,000 GP each, are used for the 9th level spell, Imprisonment.
Oh.
The necklace of black pearls worth roughly 5,000 GP is a spell component for the 6th level spell, Circle of Death. A bag of diamond dust worth roughly 1,500 GP has many uses. A tiny chest made from exquisite materials worth roughly 50 GP is the primary spell component for Arcane Chest. Which means that Elena Norlov has an Arcane Chest buried somewhere on the ethereal plane.
Time to
And
get
if
that
John were to
spell.
cast this spell, he could resummon that spell. That's that Arcane Chest.
Yes.
There is also an entire wardrobe worth of expensive dresses, gowns, cloaks, etc., and expensive makeup and jewelry worth roughly 3,000 GP. The two bags of black satin contain about 1,500 GP worth of ruby dust. The other shows only trace amounts of the same, and a barrel enchanted to remain freezing inside are the spell components for both Simulacrum and Force Cage.
Fuck.
Well,
The 6th level spell, Contingency, requires an ivory statuette of you worth roughly 1,500 GP that you keep on you at all times.
Does it get consumed? Does
No.
the
No.
is that a terrible
No.
spell? What does that do?
Well,
cast
she
one
could,
spell,
if she says contingency and then just say simulacrum, well, if she dies, she could just simulacrum
No,
herself.
that's
I don't
not
know.
how
No,
that
that's not
works.
how it works. Never mind. I don't know how it...
But contingency,
I know,
yes, it allows you to the basics
Cast
of
a
it.
spell.
She could do any spell, but I was just making a quick... I forgot
Yes.
simulacrum doesn't work like that.
It doesn't.
I'm thinking of clone.
But you can prepare a
Regardless.
spell that will be cast when certain things are met, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have we
Condition.
checked on Bia and Arthur since then?
So,
So has this contingency been activated?
I have,
I mean, Archie
No clue.
received some letter.
but I think
I'm
it is
just
fair
going
to assume that Alina Nolov is not dead.
We could have fought a simulacrum of her.
Not only that,
perhaps.
there is a 10-minute gap in my memory that none of you seem to be very concerned about.
I
I will posit to you this way. If Alina Nolov had 10 minutes to do whatever the fuck she wanted to us, why didn't she kill us? It seemed as though she has spent quite a bit of time trying to convince us that she is very dead.
Is that to our benefit, or whose detriment? The Duke's or ours? If the Duke doesn't know she's alive, can he control her?
I don't know.
She's going to have a hard time casting any of her spells with
What if she
Missing all of
stole
these
these spell
components.
components?
From the
From?
Duke, she couldn't have procured these on her own.
Not only the Duke. I'm concerned about some of the... Would I know about the features of imprisonment?
Yes. The spell? Yeah, you would know what the spell does.
Oh.
It is the imprisonment portion of imprisonment. Imprisonment does different things based on what spell components you use to do it.
Yeah, and she had the mithril spheres.
Mithril spheres.
Mithril spheres. Which one is that? That is the... no, that's...
Hedged
Would you like me
prison?
to just read it?
No, okay, sorry. Yeah, here it is. Okay, showers.
crazy high level spells that people don't get access to often.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Are we... a dream within a dream?
No.
No.
Oriel. The target is entombed far beneath the earth in a sphere of magical force that is just large enough to contain just the target. Nothing can pass through the sphere, nor can any creature teleport or use plane or travel to get in or out of it. The special component for this version of the spell is a small mithril orb.
Oh, right,
Are
sorry.
these
Yeah, there it is.
sorts of things that the Lady of the Underdark would be using?
No.
The Mother of Ice.
We saw
She
this
doesn't give a shit.
snow. She could have made a pact.
I doubt it.
I mean,
I think Elena Norlov is waiting for the Duke to make a misstep because she very much would like to take his place.
Tired of
was
being
there a
another
likeness
one.
of the Duke amongst this?
Mm-mm.
Just
No.
hers.
But she could have killed us at any moment. She had 10 minutes to do whatever she wanted, so if she could have imprisoned us, she would have just done so.
Why didn't she?
She wants us
Could
to
she
kill the
imprison all of
Duke.
us? She could have imprisoned one, perhaps.
No, all of us.
No, there's enough for all of them, right?
Yes,
There's enough.
There's a mythrosphere
Oh.
for each vellum replication.
So we have 80,000 GP worth of mithril setting in front of us, just so everybody is clear.
Fucking hell.
That's an impressive amount of mithril. And things in this bag are extra planar, so they're not able to be scryed upon either.
Nope.
Did you want to open the
swept them into the
arcane
bag, to be honest.
chest?
If we do, it has to be within an enclosed space, because it could be a trap. Set, obviously, for us to open.
Magic circle?
Or,
I'm wondering-
yes, or a tiny hut.
Tiny hut.
Magic circle. Much safer.
Um,
Something crawls out of his chest.
Both is good.
No.
Both is excellent.
Tiny hut isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, because it can
prohibits-
get dispelled more easily.
Tiny hut isn't going to do
Absolutely.
anything. No.
Oh yeah, they can walk
The
right out.
caster of Tiny
Yes.
Hut has to be inside.
Oh, it has to
the
be
hut.
inside there. My apologies, I forgot about that.
Yes.
I'm wondering if the key to all of this is inside whatever's in the fucking box.
Seems more than likely.
I am wondering if Elena Norlov didn't steal most of this to send us a message. The question is what message she wanted to send.
How many spheres do we have again?
8.
That can't be for the demons.
No, they're for us.
Yeah,
I
because
know.
the other half of the spell component is
Set
the
horned otter
images.
on the...
Is the pictures.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Could you post them another letter with her photo? Or her portrait.
I mean, do we want to
I
just
just
set off
ask
her
her.
trap?
Why not I just ask?
Cast the magic circle. Sure. Let's
No.
get to the bottom of the bad news.
I still have a true sight for about an hour.
Oh. Can you summon it and not open it?
You know, but I have a different
Concentration.
idea. Let's go down to the interrogation rooms. And John begins to place things back into the fucking bag.
Let me see if I need to ask for the diamond.
Piosa's
be for
like
anything.
licking at... Oh, sorry.
No, no,
Piosa's
fine.
licking at the ruby dust outside of one of the bags, because one of the bags was like, had it on the outside, right? So he's gleaning what he can. He's sad when the pearls disappear back into the bag. Is
We are
Archie
in
just like
big
rummaging
fucking
through
trouble.
the silks still?
I think just Archie's just pondering on the implications of all these spells. Nothing else is guarded from the nat 20. I think I got... Is there? Just, I think we
Yeah,
got
you
a
just
lot out of
know
that.
you know what all the spell components are for. And
Okay,
by
wow.
association, you know what the spells would be.
Yeah. Damn.
What? Is this an insight check, Mark, to see... Oh, jeez. I don't even know how the fuck you would phrase this. Like, how do I discern why somebody might leave something like this behind?
Yeah, I think the closest thing would be insight, but I think it's an insight hashtag instead of an insight check mark. I'm sorry, I had to. I apologize. Yes, you can roll insight.
Oh, wow. Wow. +8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I would really like to do a little better than that.
Okay.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay.
I did a
Hey.
little better.
Is that a 20?
Okay, well, you did say a little.
I did say
Yeah.
a little better.
You have an inkling
And I'm
more
breaking-
insight than what you did.
I'm also using guidance for this thought because
What?
I'm breaking my own code, and here's why.
This is too
Pat
important.
Pat knows too much. Pat knows too much, effectively, and I need an in-character reason to justify my thoughts.
Yeah, okay.
25.
John.
Webs upon webs upon webs.
Look, you've read the reports on Alina. You've heard how the other members of your team have described her and her their encounters with her. You saw her out there on the field of battle and where she has sequestered herself to regroup, and the type of place she lured you into for this situation. Anybody who is willing to go through such lengths to make sure that she has an exit strategy on a regular basis, anybody who's willing to go through such lengths to lure you to such a place as that, anybody who is willing to layer plans upon plans, anybody who is willing to set up a false narrative of their own suicide in order to cover up their vampirism. Anybody who's willing to make those kinds of plans would not just leave these types of things lying around for people to find after she runs away from a fight.
Is it reasonable to assume that she is either trying to defect or to try to tell us something?
It is reasonable to assume that...
I don't understand what her intent is in leaving the items behind.
Sure.
I made the leap to she left these items behind for a reason.
Yes.
I'm trying to discern what fucking reason she would possibly leave this shit behind for. Knowing what kind of person that she is, or creature she is, I guess, technically.
Well, if she left it behind, it's because she wanted you all to find it. And right, you're right. The answer to that question is why. Why did she want you all to find it? And John, John already said, like, maybe the answer to that question is inside the box, the chest. I don't know that you can reasonably look at a bunch of inanimate objects that were left behind. Well,
here's the deal. We didn't see her cast any spells that were beyond fifth level.
That is true. You did not. So another point of insight you may have is she had all this stuff prepared, but could not cast the spells herself. Or at least yet.
Not until she became a vampire lord herself.
Or
if she was planning on taking over.
Spellcaster. She is not yet a powerful enough spellcaster to cast these spells.
Does that require underlings to become a vampire lord?
But we're about to find out.
I think she has to take over his place.
I'm trying to figure out, would you know, like, she wants, like, would you be able to glean, like, whether this is a trap or she wants your help out of this situation?
Yeah,
that's
what I'm getting.
I don't think that there's really any way for you to come to that conclusion just by looking at this stuff and knowing the little you know about Alina Norlov, because the only interaction you, John, have had with her was that battle, right? Otherwise, it's just been what they've told you.
She was also super dramatic and had a flair for...
It took place in a theater.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Like there was pageantry to it. You could get that. Like this was a show, but for who?
Yes, that's
Are these all spells that are?
that's what I needed to confirm, that this is for show. That's what I'm trying to get. That's what I needed to confirm.
I think that is what
this
John would come to. The conclusion John could come to is that this was all like we were lured to a theater. There were puppets. Like we're being
Time stopped for us, but Theo said he was busy. Is he perhaps busy with this? Is she perhaps an associate? Did time stop for him?
I don't know.
Are these all spells a wizard can cast?
Yes.
Yes.
You don't think this was meant for Theo to find?
There was pageantry in that battle, John. That is what I would say. There was symbolism there.
Meet me in.
She may have recruited him, but perhaps we need to add some additional security to Tyminster.
I've given everything I can.
We need to find Theo.
He won't answer where he's
Out
at.
of character, did you set the password thing?
Yeah, password Susan.
Okay. All right, but Theo does not know that because he was not there for that.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
As we march down towards the interrogation room,
perhaps we should share with
we're...
Angelica and Lumiere that Theo is no longer welcome, or he is under some suspicion.
In time. Meet me in the interrogation room in 5 minutes. Bring any tools. Bring enough tools that you could fight your way through the rest of Tyminster Court if we have to. And John is going to take this 5 minutes to look around Tyminster Court to see if there are uninvited guests in the halls.
Okay. To truncate that a little bit. No,
yes.
There are not.
Okay.
Okay, you take the time to do it. You scrounge the grounds and you find nothing.
Yeah. And then we arrive at the interrogation room.
So strange to think that this is empty.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
The interrogation room being empty?
First time in a long while.
It is.
Well, let's fill it back up.
You got it, Sheree.
Anybody have any ideas?
Ideas.
Are you playing D&D right now?
Sorry. I know of nothing. I know not else but to just open that chest. I have an idea, but it's really stupid.
Well, stupid ideas are better than no ideas, so let's hear it.
I fall into her bait and I cast sending. And the way we have really of contacting her.
Not yet.
You want to cast sending to
Elena?
You could cast to Theo. You could ask who he's meeting with as well.
If you polish those spectacles anymore, you're going to go through the lenses. What are you thinking?
What I am thinking is that you have a necromancer. So
and a vampiress who can
allow
charm.
me to ask you this. How many people are we looking for? How many sets of footprints
People?
should I be trying to track?
How many people or creatures?
I believe you catch my point. Is
Duke.
he
Elena,
armed?
Meridia, Theo.
That's not what he's asking, Clark. He's saying you have a necromancer. How many undead creatures does he have around him that he should be looking for?
6. Only
More.
6 survive.
He
We
could
left the
make more.
skeletons
He
behind
had
in
more
the-
ghoul corpses.
We left the skeletons behind in the Underdark.
Oh, we left
Did
it.
you
But
say, did you say ghoul corpses?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the reaction I had as well. Don't feel bad.
For
I
the
can
moment, it seems
prestidigitation a
that-
clearer image if you like, but I'll spare you the sight.
Settling the matter of whether or not he has decided to switch sides and work with this vampiress that you have been fighting, who may or may not be dead. If there is a possibility that he is walking into an ambush, then
She may have
it's
charmed him.
our moral duty as a fellow member of the dance to ensure that he is safe for the security of headquarters and for all of you, whom he could divulge the location of.
Well, the good news is, if any of those undead freaks show up here, they're gonna burn badly.
even if he didn't outright betray us, if he's being charmed, there's a 1 in 7 chance the Horned Order is going to the same cemetery he's at right now to cleanse it and sanctify it. If I were Meridia and that location is compromised, she'd be on the move again.
Of course, Maximilian. They have no idea whether it's been compromised or not, as far as Meridia or Theo. And you literally just sent the letter that morning to
Right.
the Bolstons. So whether or not they are going to respond to it or react to it in any way, shape, or form, you have no idea. You just know that
Yeah,
they
I have no
received
idea.
it. Yeah.
Nobles play chess, not fucking.
But they could send a servant to check it out.
Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah. So there's a slim chance that they already know.
Um.
Oh my god.
Any other ideas?
We talked about scrying on Edgar, if he's up.
Not interested in that right now. I want to know whether you want me to open this fucking box or not.
I want to know.
Let's get to the bottom of the bad news.
No as well.
Can anybody cast Magic Circle? Or is it just me?
I've given that one up.
That's fine.
I think it's just you, John.
I'll have this counter spell ready for in case anything bad happens.
I'll activate the Raven's Blade.
I want you all to stand out here. Alright?
All right. Pios is on my shoulder. I assume Astora is
No.
outside.
I want Piosa with me. Because you're going to be able to see into the room, right?
Fair enough. I could join you. He assists me in resisting magic at this point.
Really?
A gift he
Interesting.
has shared.
I'll be 10 feet away to both of you.
No, you can't, unfortunately. I'll walk into the
Between
room
that
and
and protection
casting
from evil and good, I'm
Magic
coming
Circle.
Okay. You begin casting Magic Circle.
And I will place the tiny chest inside of the Magic Circle.
in. We should have brought in a broom handle or something.
10 foot
No,
pole.
because I'm going to stand inside of it.
Has anyone seen Zack Snyder's Justice League lately? Because this feels like we're opening up the mother box.
I'm having the spell operate in the reverse direction where the creature can't. If it's like a creature or anything's inside of this fucking box,
nothing
it
can
can't
leave.
leave.
I knew what you were doing with the circle. I get it.
Typically, it's like it protects you if you're standing inside of it, but I want that so it can't fucking leave.
Yeah, so that it
I'll
traps whatever's
cast-
inside.
While he's doing this, I'm gonna ritual cast.
I do. It's not a ritual. It takes me 1 minute. Can you cast Identify
Okay.
on the box before we put it in this fucking circle?
Yeah. Or should we do that before we? Okay, it should be safe not before we open it, right?
Cast Identify on the box before we open it. The miniature box
Yeah.
before we open it.
No. What I'm saying is, it should be okay just being here. Like, should we just?
Please
Yeah,
just cast
nothing
Identify
should-
on the miniature box.
I'm gonna counter it. Yeah.
the
Is
box,
it here?
The box is a spell component. It's not magical in and of itself.
Okay, I'm making sure that the box is not like
Trapped.
the box itself is not trapped, so that when I use it,
Or
like
cursed.
when I use it to cast the spell or cursed, it fucking rips me somewhere else.
Understood.
Yeah.
Well,
Or there's a symbol on the lid or some shit.
I do like putting symbols in places.
You open up the thing and then the symbol's just fucking there, staring at you. Like, oh fuck.
I imagine you're going to make some fine armor from that mithril later.
Yeah.
If we survive. Also, you're talking to a paladin with 0 spells.
Yeah, Max has used all of his spells for the day.
I used everything. I have like an
Still channeled
arcane
with
recovery
divinity,
thing.
yes?
Yeah, I use that to gain back 1 spell slot. Just 1. This is a fight. Good luck, everybody. I'll see you on the other side.
John and Lark shut themselves inside the interrogation room. Place the fucking miniature box inside of this.
I imagine it
Hey.
stores on somebody's shoulder outside to let them know if something goes awry.
Yep. I'm gonna kind of like take one corner of the room and point Lark to take another corner of the room and say, I'm gonna cast this spell. Can you open the box with your mage hand?
Certainly.
Let's do that.
Protection from evil and good is up. Washes over Lark in a wave of warm silver blue energy.
And I cast Liamon's secret chest, summoning the exquisite chest, a 3 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot box, constructed from rare materials, worth at least 50,000 GP. To redeem Elena Norlov's fancy ass box from the ethereal plane.
And thus,
And you've got your magic circle up.
beside the tiny box, inside the magic circle, a full-size, identical replica of the tiny component appears. It is
Oh, that's a spell
bejeweled.
I've certainly never seen before.
It is expensive. It is exquisite. Lark, you summon your mage hand and reach out to the box and open the lid. You brace yourselves as this happens, prepared for the ultimate inevitable trap to go off. The first moment, no one breathes in the room. The second moment, you mentally prepare yourself for your death. The third moment, you start hoping that it'll get it over with already. And it's around the fourth moment where you start thinking, holy shit, we're not dead. What is going on here?
Piosa flies up and gets an image of what's happening, or like what is in the chest from outside of the magic circle. and then sends that image to Lark's mind, John's mind, and the minds of the allies beyond the door.
In a chest filled with very old coins, minted during the days of the Empire,
Piosa claims several.
sits a very new, very untouched envelope.
Well,
With-
John, you were looking for a message. Suppose this is it.
Yep.
I'll
Message
mage
was-
hand take the envelope, I suppose,
You take the envelope, which
and
is
deliver it to
sealed
John.
with the seal of the Norlov family. Lark, you could recognize the seal as it had been in several places on the grounds of what is now Beacon Hill before you reclaimed it. And the letter floats towards you with Mage Hand, John. No, it does not.
No. I'm going to tell her, don't pick that up.
Okay?
That's why it's in the
Because I
mage
need
hand.
DM clarification on something. If you had the fucking ward spell that whenever you cast it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it moves more than 10 feet, like which one I'm talking about, where you can embed a spell inside
if
it.
if you embed a spell onto something and the object moves more than 10 feet, it dismisses the spell. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. What if you put this on a spell that you dismissed the ethereal plane and it was summoned somewhere else? The chest theoretically has not moved, but it is in a different location.
I think
That's why I don't want her to float the letter towards me. Because if there's a fucking spell on this letter, it's gonna go off.
no. If the trigger is that if it's moved, it goes off, it would go off. But if that's not the trigger,
If it
moves outside away from 10 feet from that location, it dismisses the spell is dispelled.
Oh, I thought it set the spell off
no,
immediately.
it is dispelled. Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to
Then-
summon someone in to detect magic?
No.
for
She
us?
can hand me the letter then, or I can cast detect magic. Right? Like it doesn't.
One way
matter.
or another, if you move it, either the spell is going. If there is a spell cast on it with that spell, one way or another, if you move it, it's either going to set the spell off or it will dispel the spell. Right? So like.
Yes.
It'll hover above the chest until you make up your mind. I can't detect the magic on it, but
I can just.
I could do
detect
this all
magic.
day.
I'll just detect magic. It's not a big deal.
The letter itself is not magical.
Is anything
Piosa
inside of
will,
the chest magical, or have some sort of magical?
The chest itself is magical, obviously, because it is a part.
No, but like
or-
the things inside.
No, there's regular. There
It's
are
mundane.
mundane platinum coins inside that chest.
Piosa's taken 2 clawfuls of the platinum coins in the meantime, and he is going to sit on John's shoulder, ready to read the letter and send the image to the folks outside the door. And Lark.
I would be very careful who you show those coins.
He chirps and clutches them closer and covers them with his wings.
The coins are old Valkyrian, like I said.
No, little one. Perhaps you misunderstand. I open the letter.
The letter begins. To my dearest enemies, if you have opened this chest, then Nathaniel thinks that I am dead. At least that's the hope. And I think we'll end it before we get the rest of the letter. For tonight.
You son of a bitch!
Um,
You can't do us like that.
This has been the Danse Macabre. Favorite moments for tonight, shall we?
All the components, obviously. That's favorite DM moment.
Nice.
Is it's like, oh, we're
Yeah.
screwed. Oh, okay.
Okay.
And then it's like there's something comical about like, oh, the first thing we're screwed. Oh, the second thing we're screwed. Oh, the third thing. Oh, the fourth thing. She really wants us dead.
Worse than
I don't
death.
know. I personally love the moment of Maximilian and how much of a 180 it was from him being like, I'm going to call a team meeting and tell everybody about the thing that I did, to the slow realization of the shoe dropping of like,
Oh, I fucked
oh
up.
no, now I have to tell the team about the thing that I did.
Oh no.
Oh,
I've made a grave mistake.
that was a
I hate that. Go to jail. Go to pun jail. Or as we like to call it, the Mark jail.
Oh, yes. He will go
On
there
days like
to
today.
ponderous applause.
On days like today, kids like me should be burning in hell.
But I'm trying to think. I really
Well,
love the gifts.
There's a format for this.
Yeah.
There's a
I-
format for this. Archie,
the
favorite
gift-
Archie moments.
Yeah.
I know. I'm supposed to do me, but I don't have anything for me really. Besides, I think I like that Archie's like everyone's about to be having this dramatic moment. I'm like, please, not in front of my class, embarrassing me. My embarrassing family is coming over to my school to have a what do they call it? Like when it's like a family quarrel that's in public or whatever.
Airing out your dirty laundry.
Yeah. By
Yeah.
the way, guys, I'm just gonna say this real quick. Our favorite moments is about as indicative of tonight's session as anything else has been. I feel like it's been a while since we got to play, and it's been a week for many of us, and I feel like just the atmosphere of tonight has been a bit chaotic, but also just a little bit jovial, but mostly chaotic.
Mostly chaotic.
So I think that tends to happen with everything adapting. But I will tell you this: next Wednesday, I'm off of work. It is my day
shit.
off next Wednesday, so we can play at a normal time. I will have time to actually kind of be ready to sit down at the table instead of rushing home from work and throwing my computer on and being like, okay, I hope this goes well. We can actually I will have time to be here. I think it will be make for a much less chaotic session. So yes, I'm excited to tell you that. I will have the day to prepare, and then we will be able to start at a normal hour. Anyway, other favorite Archie moments.
The defense of Theo with Carson. That conversation is nice.
Yeah. I think
I like-
also. Oh yeah.
I liked Archie getting to flex his general magical expertise as well, and just showing how powerful of a wizard they've grown into.
Yeah.
Lots of positive progress there, and still being connected to their Taylor roots, and reaction to the gift was also it was nice. It worked for a while.
The gift was so sweet. I think I don't think Archie's ever gotten a gift besides from the Ambligores. The Ambligores gave him a gift, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
You got a gift from actually Archie's gotten
Scrynorb.
a number of gifts over the course of our
From the Duke, from Elena Norla.
from Mab.
Yeah, you gotten
Gifts, torture.
From the villains.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really sweet, and I think that was something I wasn't prepared for, like out of a character and in character, and it was really bolstering after the hell that Archie's been through.
That's what that Archie post was
yeah.
for. The preparation. So been in the
Right.
for a while.
Yeah.
And we really do need Archie, because at every step of the way, we're like, Archie, please cast this. Archie, please cast that. Archie, cast. Cast.
Cast.
Yeah. Oh my god, we need you to sending or dream Theo.
You guys need to cast
We need you to
Dream
identify
next
the box.
You guys definitely need to cast Dream next session.
But on who?
A smaller little moment I really liked was during the discussion about like necromancy and whether it's evil, that Archie had this moment of just saying like, hey, there's somebody I could ask about that. And it was just in that way of Archie being like a little bit guarded because Carson's still kind of like a new person, and so it was like not being directly upfront about Theo being a necromancer. Instead, like, hey, so how do you feel about like other schools of magic? Trying to like test the waters first, and so like not mentioning like, oh yeah, my ghost girlfriend, and instead saying just someone I can talk to.
And also, I think Archie was also talking about contact other plane, but mostly towards my ghost girlfriend. But I think if we're going in the Rove Discord, I think that's David next.
Yeah, we could do David next. Let's start with David. David, your favorite Carson moment tonight? There were kind of few and far between moments as things were a bit scattered, but what was your favorite one?
I really liked getting to meet Max and having just that sort of like perfect moment of establishing the rapport, it just being like slightly awkward and just Max being perfectly Max about the entire situation. Just thought that was like kind of fun. And then like bringing up that idea of like you're the oldest member of like the original team of the dance that's left, like most of them have all like died out, and just getting to tie that into that whole idea of like, well, I'm a half elf, so I knew that was something that would happen eventually, but that was more in like that when I'm 90 people will have started dying, not when I'm 40.
Yeah.
Picked a dangerous profession.
I enjoyed that interaction as well. The like, you're so young. Well, you're so old. Like,
always diplomatic.
I meant it in a good way.
I know.
But I like the. I know you said that the Carson moments are few and far in between, but what I like was what was unsaid, and it's like the silent judgment from this new character that's watching all of these personal events unfold, and like that question, so how does Carson feel about all this? You're just watching all of these people go crazy.
Yeah. So this is
shit.
I can never leave again. I can't leave anymore because this is what happens when I leave. Like just a bunch of.
No, it's just a quiet moment of admiration about Lark is amazing at writing reports because she makes this team look coherent and sensible, and like they make good decisions.
Yeah, Lark's really good at making good resumes for us.
Shit out of that.
When I need a resume, I go to Lark.
Is there any part of you that's like, oh, this is why the dance keeps dying? It's because of this absolute chaos.
I just really am glad that like Carson can like make these references to like characters and events in the dance's history that no one, I don't think, has besides like NPCs have called back to. Like I didn't like before. I think like 2 sessions before Carson came in, I like. When we got our new character sheets, I included like some NPCs since I realized Archie would have been alive and present in the dance around that time. And it's really cool to have someone else who also like has history with those characters. So yeah, that's something I really love that Carson executes super well. Is this like distant rejoining like member that's kind of like, what the fuck has happened?
I'm excited to see Lucian more brought into the forefront as a result of their like association.
Friendship.
Well.
Yeah,
How old
their
is
shared
Carson?
past.
Just out of curiosity.
39.
He's only
Also,
there's less difference between Carson and John than there is between John and Maximilian.
Not surprised.
Oh my
And
gosh.
because I've got the half elf thing going, so I probably look like basically about the same age as John. So,
Johnny, what was your favorite Maximilian moment tonight?
Spending 23 spell slots on detect evil. That was very fun.
holy shit.
Like thinking ahead of time. Well, I don't want to bog people down with the math. I'm just going to do it ahead of time. And then just thinking out, oh, I can do detect evil and good for 4 hours.
I personally enjoyed the reference to the dream, to the nightmare, and kind of Maximilian's reaction, internal reaction to that as well.
yeah, it's that he went out and did something that's like proactive and useful, even though it's kind of bitten the team in the ass. But that it came from this place of like emotional vulnerability and this sense of like, if I can prove that I'm useful, then they won't want to kill me. That he's almost like sidestepping the moral issue and just turning it into like utilitarianism.
Yeah.
As long as I'm
Yeah.
useful, they have to keep me around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not true.
Maximilian has this way of like sidestepping the moral issue on a regular basis of like I should probably deal with the fact that I've done things that are like bad, right? Nah. let's can't approach it directly just yet.
Yeah. There's no way forward there's no way to progress but onward. So
But again, it's in that way where it's more and more apparent that it's like Max isn't oblivious. The obliviousness is a facade he puts on to deal with the way that people treat him.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if people are going to hate me and think that I'm vacuous and stupid, then fine, let them think that. Because I know that I'm not like that at my core. It's just, it's a neat layer to the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max hasn't really done too many things of his own initiative, right? Like he hasn't dreamed them and brought them to fruition. It's usually somebody says like, okay, you have to do this thing now. So it's really nice to see this evolution where he's like, okay, but actually, how can I help? Okay, I'm going to do this thing. Might have been safer to like tell someone where he's going or something, but like this is a positive step forward. That's one of my favorite Max moments. The other one is seeing
that lesson. Let's see if
art
Max
that
learns
you've
that
got in
lesson from
progress
Sarani.
that you'll debut at some point.
I think the big thing is that there's obvious signs that Maximilian has more depth than we have seen before, and I'm excited to discover where that leads.
No depth. I'm just going to be the Danse sugar daddy when I get my inheritance back.
That's
You can't be the sugar daddy. You're younger than I am.
Sugar boy.
Everyone gets shield. You get shield. You get shield.
You know what's cheaper than paying for a resurrection? Teaching these kids how to cast shield.
And
shut up
absorb
and write it in the
elements.
fucking book.
It's going to be the Lark School for Gifted Children Maximilian Scholarship Fund.
Maximilian Scholarship.
I don't know. I think it might have to be Archie's school. He's got the mind powers.
Maximilian Scholarship Fund for Rock Gnomes. Put the dress on and stop asking questions.
Have you ever been a rock gnome? related to someone who's a rock gnome,
I-
or about to be related to someone that's a rock gnome, then you qualify for this scholarship.
Oh my god. You know, I started out this campaign with the intention of making something that felt more Penny Dreadful, and I feel like it's
this is
Scooby-Doo.
pretty
What the
dreadful.
fuck are you thinking about?
This
It's
is pretty dreadful,
Scooby-Doo.
all right. This is pretty dreadful, all right.
I think it's veered off into like X-Men. Like what is going on?
It's X-Men.
Again,
Fucking
Professor
excellent.
Lumiere runs Lady B and Lord Arthur run a school for gifted children.
It's
Yeah.
the D&D law of inverse intention. Whatever you
love
meant
child
for the
soldiers.
campaign to be, it's going to end up tonally 180 degrees away from that.
I mean, most of the
Depends on
time
your
it
players.
is pretty Penny Dreadful around here.
It's like you show up to be like, this is going to be the light-heart, frivolous adventure. And then somebody shows up and goes, well, my backstory is I was petrified. And now my whole family died 400 years ago. Just to pick a random example.
We deal with
That
our
is
trauma
an amazing backstory.
with
I've never heard of that
humor.
before.
wait. What if you had a backstory where you're supposed to play in a game where everybody's kind of like out for money and really excited to like be a corporatist, and instead you just said, "Fuck the money, I have rules."
We're going to redeem a semi-lich and teach him how to give hugs.
I mean, that was up par for the course for that campaign. Let's be real.
I don't know what you're talking about. What campaign?
Pat,
You
tell
love
me about
us.
your favorite John moment.
I don't know. There was a lot of John this episode. Sorry, guys.
I like the paranoia. That one's always funny to watch.
Hey, it's not paranoia if they're really out to get you. And he was right.
I enjoyed the uninterrupted date with Lark. That was nice. That's the first time that's ever happened.
You were so sure it was going to get interrupted too.
Oh yeah, I've been like predicting and been like, okay, so Luna shows back up from the Dark and Hungry God game, and she's asking me how to wear a dress because she's only ever worn pants before. I realize this is horrifically out of context, but she knew that John is a cleric and had to ask him right now.
I love that in this hypothetical scenario, Luna considered asking Angus and realized it would be way too awkward.
Yeah. I'll just ask John. He's far away. It'll be all right.
John, I've only ever worn armor. Have you ever worn anything that isn't armor? that would be the question that Luna would pose.
Yeah,
I
basically.
like how you call it. I like how you call it a date, and then your topics of conversation is, "Oh, Mab's trying to kill you. She's probably going to still try to keep killing you and keep
Let me
trying
see
to
your
kill
magical
Lumiere."
sword. Hit me
By
with
the
your
way,
magical
romantic-
only
sword.
with
yes.
your sword, please.
Romantic topics of conversation for Lark and John. Combat, possible death threats, and if we survive all this shit, what are we gonna do then? Like, those are regular topics
The
of
Notebook.
conversation.
Oh gosh.
Those are regular
Y'all
topics
mad.
of conversation.
Y'all mad. Haters be mad,
We got some
apparently.
dances in, and familiars got up to some fun shenanigans. So and
Absolutely.
Tectilus.
Haters be mad. That's all I'm going to say. The other thing I appreciated, or I liked, for John this week was being like, no, motherfuckers, y'all have been ignoring that she had 10 minutes to kill all of us, and you just don't care. Why don't you care? There is a reason she didn't kill us. What is this reason?
We don't know.
Like,
Well,
You can't just know
But
someone's
nobody else-
intentions.
but
you're about
it's
to
not even that.
find out.
It's not even that. It's that nobody even questioned. Yeah, like 10 minutes of our lives disappeared. We don't remember anything.
Let us process
John
your
is the only
trauma
person-
one at a time.
I am the character
Honestly, the
who
person
don't
who's
remember
like-
this happening.
It totally did.
Yeah, because
Well, it probably totally did, but I just don't remember.
when you guys
When we walked
had
into the door to the
nightmares-
theater?
when you walked into the door to the theater and had nightmares, before walking
Oh.
in, Lark
Yeah,
had
we were,
cast
like,
protection
yeah.
from good and evil, and so had Maximilian
And
at the
John-
start of the previous fight.
and John had cast Spirit Guardians.
And by the time
when the
that you
nightmare was
guys came
over,
out of it,
So there's
Spirit
like 8
Guardians was
missing
gone,
minutes.
and within 2 or 3 rounds of combat, both Protection from Good and Evil spells dropped. And Protection from Good and Evil lasts
10 minutes.
minutes.
You know what also lasts 10 minutes? A lot of
Axe.
spells.
A lot of spells. A lot of spells.
Either way, yeah. And, like, it can't be Modify Memory because John, Lark, and Max were immune to charms, so Modify Memory won't work.
Correct.
But it could be like a 1-minute spell that she casts like 7 times, you know?
Sure. But again,
if
We
John
have no
keeps
idea.
asking this question, why the fuck can't I remember a 10-minute section of time? And nobody else seems to be particularly fucking concerned about this. Like...
Oh, I did want to raise a concern, but I can do that in chat.
You can.
Okay. Remember when you dispelled scrying by casting your 5th level whatever on all of us?
Yep.
Did we ever check out the prisoners? They walk right to the den.
I'm assuming we would have whenever we got back.
You would
We have been
there were things I hand waved.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It had been a 6-hour session, so...
Correct. Yeah. It was a 6-hour session.
So, but I also really enjoyed, like, just the thought about, like, why is this bitch... She faked her death, why? Like, okay.
It's scarier that way.
It's par for the course.
No,
when
she
it comes
wants
to her.
She wants something. She wants something, and we don't know what it is yet.
To kill the Duke.
I don't know.
Maybe. Possibly.
I enjoyed the Anders Radiant Hammer teaching session. That was very flavorful.
Yeah. So now John's
could
protecting you in
learning a spell.
more ways than one.
I could just have like I don't know how many of you have seen the Adventure Zone, but just like a Mel and the Hunger sort of conversations with the Beatrice.
I don't know what Adventure Zone is.
No!
Okay, by the sounds of it, it's probably another D&D stream, and I'm not interested in D&D streams that are
One
run
of the
by
first ones.
a
It's
black-haired
a podcast.
Italian guy that's based in Pennsylvania. Yeah, exactly.
One moment I really liked during the John and Lark date was John sort of describing it as like this sense of like we're brushing up it's the edge of something here. We're getting like bits and pieces of a bigger picture, but I'm still not fully seeing like how everything ties together. But like the pieces we've got, like it doesn't look good. And I'm just hoping that we get some sense of clarity about like, you know, what all this means.
Scarlet?
David, that was meant
Sorry,
to be a
I
call
just
forward.
picked up the cat. So I think my favorite Lark moments today were probably, well, the date as well as giving the gifts, because I've had those in the works for a while. Yeah, seeing how folks reacted to those.
I love it.
Yeah. It's the most max common item I could think of. So
The only people that were
Appropriately
in the
dramatic.
room at the time... Sorry. No, continue.
go ahead.
The only people at the time of the summoning of the chest was Locke and John, right?
Correct.
I had
I think that's
everyone else
tantamount to...
Yosa.
weapons drawn, like, hey, be ready to like fight your way into this room or out of Time Minster Court. We're not really sure yet.
And Piosa sent you images of everything like as it was happening. So you guys know
Yeah,
exactly
but I
what's
really
happening.
enjoyed how, like, there wasn't any sort of, like, hey, no, I don't want you getting hurt, or, like, that sort of thing. Because, like, you both know, like, yeah, I'd fucking do this for you, and you do this for me. Like, we're into this together because there's no way we're going to persuade any, like, each other out of this.
And I think there's also a matter of, like, John and Lark are both very practical characters, and they're both fully aware of what their capabilities are. So it's like, okay, yeah, it makes sense for you to be in the room because you, between Piosa's magic resistance and everything else that you can do, you're going to be okay if things go wrong, right? Like, I think there's a lot of practicality in the way that John and Lark handle one another, as opposed to like you said, you're a capable fighter. You know, like, there wasn't that back and forth of like, no, I want you to be safe.
We're going to continue to go into danger, and Lark would have wanted to be in the room if anybody else was opening that as well, right? So
absolutely.
Speaking of
we were the equipped ones for this.
The 2 nat ones of trying to hit John. It's like, are you sure you want me to hit you? I could never. Stab.
Yeah, I definitely
But
think...
you missed twice.
I think that
you don't want to hurt him.
You rolled 2 natural ones in 3 rolls.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's the right time for that kind of luck. But
yeah, I definitely think
the
that
dice
there is
tell
a story there.
story.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Like, is it a situation where the dice just knew Lark would be reluctant to hit John?
I guess so. Yeah, my favorite Piosa moments are all familiars side excursion, which
that'd be next week or
later. And Piosa just immediately stealing mithril coin or the platinum coins.
Yes,
there
I
is
did
now.
enjoy that.
They belong to him. Yeah.
Just like speaking to Lark's like pragmatism, I loved her like choosing a moment to give the presents. From very much this sort of like, there is no good time to do something that's just nice and simple because our lives are insane and we are always dealing with bad news and horrible things happening. So I'm just going to schedule a time to give everybody something nice to keep everybody's spirits up. And hopefully it will be a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down when we tell you Theo might have betrayed everybody.
Yeah. Here are all these nice things. By the way, Theo's gone.
Yep. Like, damn it, you're going to have these things. You're going to be able to use them. Go.
This is the perfect time for Max to use a Cape of Billowing because I have 0 bonus actions.
But yeah, what else was there?
Favorite Mark moment?
Oh, goodness.
Do you want to start, Mark?
My favorite moment was actually getting to play. That was
my favorite moment was from Mark was 3 weeks ago when he sent me, actually like 4 weeks ago, when he sent me the list of spell components. I was like, oh fuck.
Great dramatic tension moments. Well, consistently.
I'm really glad I got a nat 20.
Right? That was poetic too. Like, the dice wanted us to know how badly she could have screwed us.
No, well, we are screwed.
I really wanted the like conversation about the magic items and the components to flow well into like a conversation, but I just feel like we had a very choppy session. There was a lot of like clunky. I should say clunky. It was a bit clunky today, and I was hoping that it was a really great reveal having Pat like pull out each item one at a time of the list of items that I sent him, and be like, there's this and there's this and there's this, and I feel like there were some of the components where people were like, I think I know what that is, but for the most part, that's kind of what I was hoping, is that like, as a group of people playing spellcasters, that as Pat was pulling out the spell components, some of you would have started going, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
I love that I pull out the ship for Simulacrum and everybody's like, Snow, that's weird. Is she working with Mab now? I was like, no, you dumbasses, it's for Simulacrum.
Oh.
As soon as I saw the barrel full of fucking snow, I was like, you motherfucker.
Oh, I knew, but I thought I was supposed to play them.
No, it's fair. I sent it to Johnny last week because I thought I was going to reveal it during the session 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And I was like, okay, you're going to miss the session. I'm going to get you up to speed so that you're not clueless when the session starts. And Johnny has played a good
I
sport
played
about it all.
dumb, so
Yeah.
I will say this. Here's the thing, though. It always takes way longer for the dance to get anything done than I anticipate. Because you always
Sorry?
have... No, it's okay. It's just that you all always have so much that you bring to the table to want to do that we can't possibly do everything in a single session most of the time. So...
I was very much aware I would not be able to do a Susan date this session.
Things will happen.
Oh yeah, because we need you to dream the Dolkas
Yes, that has to happen.
I need to dream a lot of people.
or Theo.
Just the Dolkas to start, because
Yeah.
Lady Bia can talk to Theo, and that's not straining our resources.
Right. Well, guys, I hope you had fun.
A DM moment I just wanted to highlight really quickly. In the game where I'm not playing Angus, you decided to give us a chest full of fancy dresses and a chest full of literal treasure.
Angus might get one of those like dresses
Delivered.
reworked. I mean,
To be
from
fair,
Archie, that
I planned
Refitted.
seems-
I planned to give that to them before you were a part of the game.
Yeah.
My favorite Mark moment is the moment where you said we get to play again next week.
Yes, we get to
That's
play
good.
again next week, and it'll be
But
much
also,
more
like-
organized.
Great cliffhanger at the end too.
Yeah.
David, don't worry. Angus will get the day where he gets lots of fancy dresses and a treasure chest full of money. And it'll be far more dramatic than just on the ethereal plane. Okay? Oh, guys.
I'm gonna go and become a pirate menace in the other continent and get all the dresses I want.
Well, I do hope you all had fun.
Yes.
I had a good
Of
time.
course, certainly.
It was wonderful to get together with all of you. It has been an exhausting couple of weeks, and I am looking forward to being able to play. Next week, I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday, so I will be able to get...
Oh, that's like so good. That's fucking perfect, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
That's so good.
Exciting.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
also,
And I
huge shout
know-
out. I don't know if you want to put the full art up. I can send you the full art, actually. I want to give a big shout out to Emmy. I don't know if she's out there watching. She made me some awesome John art. Big shout out to her, as well as big shout out to Scarlett, who helped out with it as
Just
well.
like the coloring a little bit.
Put on
Yeah,
the
but
put it
that's
in
like-
the put it in the
going
community
to.
creations channel.
I have.
Okay.
I have. I don't know if that's the right one. It is. We're good. I sent it to you if you want to display it on stream, so that people at home who are not part of our community who watch this later get to see Emmy's super freaking amazing and awesome handiwork. Emmy, we love you. Please do art forever.
Yeah. Let me pull it up in here for everybody.
Yeah. You're good.
Let's see.
But yeah, Emmy. Yeah, she did a great job. Way to go, Emmy.
Good job,
So we have
Emmy.
Angelica art. We have community created Lark art.
Yep.
We have community created Angelica art.
Yeah,
Yep.
Bun did a
We have
great job with
community
that.
created John art, right? We didn't like get outside people to do any of this,
Nope.
right? So like, we need some Carson art and some Max art.
Max Arts
From
in
the community.
progress.
Source from
That's
the
my
fucking
favorite
community.
Max moment for tonight.
Yeah.
So, I am so proud of this community. So proud. Way to go, guys.
Why is it so
You're
tiny?
good.
Oh, hold on.
It should be
Yeah.
huge.
That is
Please
the-
stop saying that.
Dramatic reveal.
That's what she said. Twice.
There you go. That is the
Yeah.
John art.
Why is it so
super-
tiny? It's supposed to be huge.
Oh my god. All right, guys. Well, Thanks for playing.
That's a wrap.
Have a good night. We'll play again in the future. Next week. We'll see you then.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Good lord. Guys, this session was all... Our tone was...
What do you mean?